Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on out there? Yo! So, got some awesome stuff going on for today. Well, it's kind of like a little bit of a sad day for me. As you can see, I have a box over here. One of our awesome community members, Helpful Crypto Miner, allowed me to check out his Fusion Silicon X2 FPGA miner, and testing has come to an end. I must box it up and send it off. So that'll be one of the things that I'm going to be doing today. Shutting that down, boxing it up, getting it ready to ship back to my man, because he said he got himself another miner and he wants to send it to me for some further testing. I do appreciate that he allowed me to utilize it. It took me a little bit longer to get everything going because I had a lot going on in the last 3 weeks or so. I mean, trying to get GPUs, dealing with international shipping, all this other good stuff. Plus, on top of that, in the last week, I've had a birthday, so I've gotten 1 year older. Won't say how old I am, but I'm 1 year older. Still a kid at heart. I'm just saying. So who do we got all up in his house right now? We got last piece to the puzzle. What's going on, my man? We got Emmanuel, yo, and Yajnik, that awesome Yajnik with that extra large gray hoodie. Just saying. And I don't have links to it, but if you come into the Discord, the Family Mind Discord, links always down below. Yashnik is going to be having a Aeon poker tournament, second one. Yo, cool stuff. You can win yourself an extra large gray hoodie. But it's a great event, good times. We'll be live streaming it on DCA Adventure. I still have to sign up for it, but I will be participating on this one. I wasn't able to participate on the first one. I had some stuff going on and all that good stuff, and also I had to spend some time with the wifey. Got to make sure that you spend time with the wife. Family first. Just saying. So, I guess the first thing I'm going to be doing is sitting there and taking the miner off of the FPGA. It's going to get unhooked out of there. I will have a video dropping. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it later on tonight or if I'm going to do it tomorrow, but I'm going to upload a video showing me redoing the whole mining room to make it as pretty as it looks right now. It's so much more organized. I can actually walk in there. The old setup, it took a lot of room. As much as I love these Veta frames, they take up a lot of room. So if you're trying to maximize space, server cases are probably where it's at, because those server cases that are up on that top shelf, they hold 8 GPUs in there versus a 8 GPU Veta frame, which takes up 2.5 feet worth of room. If you got the room for it, cool, run the Veta frames. But if you're looking for density, consolidation, 4Us are where it's at. I've also got my 3080 that I've got to see if it even fits inside of a 4U. Or do I need a 4.5U in order to house these now? Because the 3080 for the Win 3 is a lot taller. Probably about an inch taller than the 3090. Yeah. That's just crazy to see how much of a height difference is on there. And Emmanuel, thank you for the happy birthday wish. Oh, so Again, big shout out to Helpful Crypto Miner for allowing me to borrow this. Now the Fusion Silicon X2, I'm not sure what he paid for it. If he got a good price on it, it's kind of worth it. It's not going to be like, you know, like some of these other people. Oh, it'll make $50. It'll make $100 a day. Buy it now. Don't delay. No, nothing like that. That thing is making probably about $5 a day, which realistically is not bad. Thank you, Crypto Miguel, my home doge. Thank you for the birthday wish. Yo. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna power down the Fusion Silicon Miner, get it boxed up over here. Thank you, Yajnik. Yo, you rock. So I'm gonna get this all boxed up, get it ready to ship out today. As soon as I get done with the live stream, I'm going to UPS to have this thing shipped back to my man. All hail GPU Jesus. Oh my God. You're crazy, Mikkel. You're crazy. Crazy. Love you, bro. No homo. Uh-oh. We got the FAs coming in. Uh-oh. See if I can do it just like Mr. Anderson. Crypto and Hot Rods is rated F for fucking awesome. Yo! All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unplug the Fusion Silicon X2 and all the homos. Hell no. You're crazy, Mikkel. Crazy. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into the mining room here, and we're going to unplug all of this stuff. Hopefully when I walk in there, I don't kick the camera like I did the last time. Nothing fell over, it just like... So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so I know it's super sexy. So now I gotta go ahead and unhook the power supply off of this so it's safe for travels. Come on. There we go. First one unplugged. Now to unplug the hashing boards. So this thing was basically using 980 watts. I had it hooked up to 220 watt power, so it's getting nice clean power. Mining 3 different coins all at the same time. So in 1 week's time, this thing actually mined about $60 in a week. So that's not bad. So $60 a week, so you're looking at $240 a month for this little thing, one device. Mining 3 different algorithms, 3 different coins. It's actually this, if you can get them at a good price, the Fusion Silicon X2 is not a bad purchase. Like I said, as long as you can get it on a good price. It wasn't too terribly loud. I mean, it's got 2 Delta fans on there, so I mean it is a little bit louder, but not any more loud. It's not any louder than the my other ASICs, the S9 for Bitcoin. This thing is about the same decibel rating as that. The fans were about at the same speed as my S9, so mining wise, not any different than my S9. My cooling fans are usually louder than the S9, so I mean, I've got so many fans going in that mining room that I don't even notice anything until one of the Delta fans spools up because the machine decided to reset itself, and then I'm like, something's wrong. I can hear it. You know, you'll hear that the Delta fans at that, when they hit about 6,000 RPM, they have a particular whistle to them, or a whine, depending on how you want to look at it, that you're like, something just reset, so you go to check everything, and you're like, yep, this one reset. Like I've been fighting one of my E3 Antminers for Ethereum. It seems to like to reboot every few days. I don't know if it's a DAG issue file on there, or if the I had this kind of plugged into the same spot as that same E3. I don't know if this was causing instability on it. We'll find out after this. But I've been having issues with both of my E3 Antminers. Just as of recently, I have a feeling it's due to DAG file limits. That, you know, it's glitching a little bit here and there, a little more than it used to. But this is going to go back to Helpful Crypto Miner. Trying to see how dusty I got it. So I don't want to give it back to him all nasty and stuff. Okay, so according to looking at the inlet on this, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah. I've got it in my mining room's fairly clean, so let's go ahead and box this bad boy up and get it ready for transportation. So I've got to put it back into its little bit of a bubble wrap. You always want to make sure that you bubble wrap everything. Hey, get off of me. All right. All right, so go ahead and put this into this little hole right here. And then I could take the power supply and do the same thing. pulled my tape up, but here we go. And I need my knife. I hate clear tape. All right, that. Tape up this other edge right here. So, that thing is now ready to go back to Emmanuel. What is the best coin for the L3 Plus? With my L3 Pluses that I used to have, I only mined Litecoin and Dogecoin with it. That was it. I didn't do any of the other coins that were for the L3 Plus. And I deployed like a bunch of them. I had like 7 L3 Pluses all on Litecoin and Dogecoin. So that's just me. After the halvening, my rewards dropped on Litecoin, but over so much time, I started watching the rewards go back up because a lot of the bigger mining farms turned off their Litecoin miners. So the difficulty dropped on Litecoin, and I became more than 100% more profitable because I went. Yeah, I think I was like right before I stopped mining Litecoin. I'm trying to remember now. I was up 70% on rewards from before the halvening. And this was after the halvening. I was up 70% because there was that many people that stopped mining Litecoin. I mined it during their bear market. So as all the people are like, oh, it's not profitable. It's only $30. I kept mining it, and I made my money back from purchasing the Litecoin miners, and then I sold them off for exactly what I paid for the Litecoin miners. So to me, it was a quick ROI, and I got a bunch of coin for it. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question, Emmanuel. Thirsty. So now that I got this out of the way, after the live stream, I'm going to UPS, dropping this off, and Helpful Crypto Miner should have this back in his mining facility, well, at his house, and mining away here very soon. No problem, Emmanuel. All right, so the XC3 that had basically, like I said, in a week's time made $60. So if you can find these for the right prices, be right back. Gotta go to the store and B-Day presents. All right. Noise. So, and then yeah, Crypto Mikkel, we're gonna I'm gonna have to. You wanted to get the Veta frame back from me. Yeah. Let me know if you want me to when you want me to ship that out and all that good stuff too. And guys, I'm almost at 1,000 subs. I'm like 23 subs away from hitting 800. Whenever I hit 1,000 subs, I'm gonna do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway here on this channel. Yo, so get the word out. Let's help grow this channel out. I will do probably like $50 worth of Bitcoin, so $25 worth of Bitcoin to 2 different people. And just to top it all off, I'm going to also do a Veta frame giveaway. Let me see if I can grab it. Hold on. So here we go. Once I hit 1,000 subs, two people will get $25 worth of Bitcoin, and then one person is gonna get a 6 GPU Veta mining rig frame. And you can't find these Veta frames anymore except on eBay and stuff like that, and they are going for a ridiculous amount of money now. So I've got a bunch of these that I'm no longer using because I put everything in the server cases. So these are perfect for a nice open air frame. I'll give all the supporting hardware with it and all that good stuff. There's a way to be able to attach 120 mil fans all between here. I think 5 of them fit, something like that. I think 4 or 5, at least 5 of them fit right here. Maybe 6. So I'll be doing all of that stuff. This frame holds a normal motherboard and 2 power supplies. So call before I leave. Sure. I might not be able to ship it out today, Mikkel, because I got to break that sucker down and I got to unbury it. This one was just easier to grab. So, because like I'll give you back your T2 that you let me borrow. Thank you for letting me utilize that. You rock. So, moving right along here, guys. As we all know, the 3060 Ti did drop, and of course, one of our community members, Serpent, on his YouTube channel, Serpent XFS, right? Yeah, Special Forces, because he's a awesome military guy who is also into mining. So he got his hands onto a 3060 Ti and got that thing mining away on some of that Ethereum, and a lot of speculations going on about that card. My speculation from the start was that the 3060 Ti was going to be on par with the 6800, and I was spot on. A lot of people are like, well, the 6800 can do 80 megahash. Well, not quite. It looks like it's a fluke. If you boot and turn off, boot it and turn off the miner, boot it and turn off the miner a whole bunch of times with a 5000 series CPU in there, with a new motherboard, you can enable the smart access memory, and it'll sit there and start mining at 80 megahash because it will load up the DAG file twice. Talking to some of the mining devs, they were saying that that's a bug in the system, that it's not normal, but a lot of people have been able to get their 6800 to do on average between 61 and 62 megahash at right around 120 watts. The 3060 Ti is getting between 60 and 62 megahash at 115 watts. So the 3060 Ti is right on par with the 6800, which I was kind of figuring that the 6800 was going to be a little bit better than the 2080 Ti, and right on par with the 3060 and the 3070. I did not think that it would reach up to the 6800 range or the 6900, the 3090 range. I don't think that the 6900 is going to really do much better at this point. I think that the 6900 is going to be probably just a pinch below where the 3080 is at. I'm figuring that the 6900 is going to hit that 80 to maybe 90 megahash. It should float right in between there is my guess. And that's on the high side. If the 6800 is doing 62 megahash, realistically, I'm thinking that the 6900 is going to be doing probably about 75 to 80 megahash. That is my guess. Hey, crypto noob, yo, what up, what up? So I'm thinking that the 6900 is going to be a better buy at that point for sure, but I don't think that it's going to be any better than the 3080 at all, and it's definitely not going to compete with the 3090s in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that it's going to have is some, maybe they get it the power usage a little bit dialed in, so it might achieve that, the hash rate at better wattage. But if you look at the 6800 versus the 3060 Ti, the 3060 Ti is actually 5 watts less for the same wattage. So there is that. Yo, what's up, Big Rom? Emmanuel, the 6900 XT uses workstation GPU is the same as the V100. That would be interesting if it's on par with the V100 as a workstation card, but if they're selling it as their top tier gaming graphics card, I don't think that they're going to use. I think even AMD is going to have their own separate workstation card like they've always have. I think the 6900 XT is going to be the enthusiast grade for AMD, which I think should be more on par with the 3080. But whenever you put it up against ray tracing, it's going to fall on its face. This is AMD's first trial at dedicated ray tracing. I got a sick kitty here. I'm going to go give him some food because he has issues with his jaw. He's got like a cyst on his jaw, so give him 1 second, guys. Give him his choice of either eating hard food, which is a little harder on his jaw, or he can sit there and eat some soft food. It's not going to kill his jaw. Oh yeah, Big Rum, you are 100% right, guys, man. Smash that Lizzie like button and share this video on your favorite social media. It helps me get a broader range of audience, get all this free knowledge out to all of you awesome people out there. And talking about some free, some awesome content, guys, check out dogelord.com, the official sponsor of Crypto and Hot Rods, where you can get one of these awesome badass hats on there on dogelord.com. Don't delay, buy today. Sorry, small little shameless shill. So I'm thinking that as of right now, I think AMD GPUs are pretty much a full generation behind the ball. I've been saying this for a little while that, it's like AMD's trying to tackle Intel. Intel and AMD have been competing since like the 60s. They've gone back and forth with competing with each other. They've done collaborations through the 80s where you can actually find CPUs that have AMD and Intel all on the same chipset because they got together and built something awesome for its day. At some point in time, they kind of split off, stopped working with each other, and directly competed. At that point in time, you're talking late 80s, Intel stopped making a dedicated GPU. Not late 90s, they stopped doing dedicated GPUs. They just kept it all integrated on the CPU. And they focused in on just making a good CPU. AMD kept on trying to make graphics cards and stuff like graphics cards and CPUs. They lost some of their market share because of it. And then through the early 2000s, especially with bulldozer CPU architecture, AMD slipped way behind. So now they're trying to kind of catch back up to Intel, which they finally did. Intel is not the Goliath that they used to be. AMD is actually taking some of their market share, which is a good thing. Need good CPUs in the market. But because they went after Intel the way they did with all of their research, it kind of slacked a little bit on the GPU side, which is fine. You can't fight too many battles. So now AMD is trying to step up their game with GPUs. They added ray tracing, but the 2000 series for NVIDIA was their test bed for ray tracing. Now they're on second generation architecture with the ray tracing. They're doing it a lot better. So if you're comparing the 6800 and the 6900 with the 3000 series, as long as you turn ray tracing off, they're on an even platform. 1080p, you're not going to notice that. If you're running only 1080p, you're not going to get much of a difference between AMD or NVIDIA. You're really not. Mining wise, you're going to see a difference. NVIDIA is definitely turned into a powerhouse, and kind of is starting to leave AMD behind on that. With this newest technology, the architecture that they're coming out with. Now AMD is still making a lot of innovation on their end, but you know, they're a little behind. Not by much. Doesn't mean that they're, you know, don't buy an AMD. AMD is still a great GPU to get your hands on, if you can find them. Only if you can get your hands on them. Which it doesn't matter, AMD or NVIDIA, you can't get your hands on it. All these scalpers have basically hurt the industry for trying to get new graphics cards for the holidays. But I do have links down below. You might want to get into the DCA Adventure Patreon. I've got some big stuff cooking in the background. Things that you might want to be a part of. So don't delay. Get in there today, guys. I want to get everybody in there so they can sit there and see the big news that I have in there. It's like I've always kind of thought about, you know, Patreon as like a, you know, how do you add value to it? I just figured out how to. And then you guys want to be up in there so that you can take advantage of what I've found. Nerd Gears had some GPUs earlier. Yes, they did. And they were selling them for way over cost. They were a little bit high. Just a little bit high. I don't think I mean, it all depends on what if I was buying a ton of GPUs to resell them. Depends on what my bottom line is to what the what I would sell them for. But it's like I'd have an issue selling them at scalper prices, which from whenever I was looking at Nerd Gears, they were showing that they were scalping them. So I don't know what you know, how many that they sold, but I wouldn't be buying anything at scalper prices. It's just not worth it. And yeah, I see that, Emmanuel. You are there. Yo, it's all about having a good community on Patreon. But knowing that Crypto Noob, that you're from the UK, you're really limited on options out there. And I get it. Sometimes you're stuck paying a little bit of a premium to try getting new hardware. But again, me personally, I would be like kind of hesitant on it unless that was the only option I had. So whether you guys are buying new GPUs for personal rigs, for your daily driver PC gaming rig, is going to depend on, it's like, do you need a graphics card badly? If you're just straight up mining, you got to be cost efficient. If you are using it for a gaming rig, and the games that you're playing are kind of lackluster because you're, sitting 3 generations, 4 generations back on a graphics card, which isn't bad. I came off of from a GTX 550 Ti, went to a GTX 980 Ti blower card, to a 1070 Ti Asus ROG Strix, and now I've got a 1080 Ti Zotac Amp Extreme Core Edition, is what I'm using now. So I'm 2 generations behind. I've got a 3090 back here. It's gonna go into my daily driver. Hey, kitty kitty. And then I got my kitty kitty here who's a little sick. You get enough food, buddy? Come on. So, it's like depending on what game titles you're looking at, is going to depend on which card you want to go with. But I'm not seeing any huge differences between games and stuff like that. Like if you guys are wanting to play Cyberpunk 2077, there are leaks and performances that have been coming out on that stuff. Let's go ahead and show it. There we go. Bam. Oh, I can sit there and do that too, so you guys can look at the farm. So, if you're looking at this now, you know, a 6800. Now this is at basically it's 1080p medium settings. Medium settings. So, Tom's Hardware had to turn down the settings from the 3090 to match up for the 6800, and at that time and only that time did the 6800 XT finally go ahead of the 3090. Now if you put everything up to high settings at 1080p, you'll probably see that the 3090 does better than the 6800 XT. This is not something that I would expect anything otherwise. And I believe that the 3060 Ti falls into that same category, considering if you see here with their testing that they're, you know, you're looking at the frames per second being just a little behind, but this is medium settings, guys. So if you see that if you turn up the settings a little bit more, you're going to notice that the 6800 falls behind just a little bit. And I wouldn't expect anything otherwise. It's not as bad of a generational gap as you would see. Ooh, cleaning yourself over there, you. He's cleaning himself. He got himself some food. So yeah, I mean, if you're sitting here looking for best gaming performance out there. I'm going to still say that, you know, grabbing a 3060 Ti, a 3080, or even a 3090, depending on how much you want to sit there and fork out for your games, are going to be the better buy. As long as you're, you know, if you've got a 4K monitor, you're going to notice the difference that NVIDIA smashed it out of the park. But if you're only comparing to a 1080p monitors, you're just going to see a small little bump up in performance. It'll be, if you're like myself where I'm sitting on a 1080 Ti, I'm going to have a 40% bump in performance, so my gaming experience will be significantly better with this 3090 going into my PC. And then if you sit there and you look at them going to 14, that's 4K. So 4K, you see that the XT just drops big time. And this is some of it being that AMD is a little behind technology-wise, but still a good value if you can find one. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you got to buy NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the only way to go. It just depends on your use case. It's going to depend on where the performance is that you're looking for and where they're going to lie. So gaming-wise, whatever you can get your hands on. If you got older hardware, if it's not bad, just keep it. There's no need to try to fight scammers and scalpers to try getting new hardware. If you can't get your hands on it, guys, just hold off. I've been telling even mining wise, don't sit there and sell off your stuff until you have the replacement in hand. I understand some people, they can't buy the newer hardware unless they sell their older hardware. DCA into it, dollar cost average. Don't just sell your equipment off and then you've got no good graphics cards for yourself to be able to utilize. It's a dual-edged sword whenever you're in that situation. And Vito, what's up? What's up? What's going on, my man? Crypto noobs like, I went from a single RX 550 4 gigabyte doing 14 mega hash to 2 of them, and then to 3 RX 470 8 gigs dual mining editions. Nice, nice. If you can get your hands on those are still wonderful cards to utilize. I mean, hell, I've still got my 580, my RX 580s. They're running 75 watts, doing 31 mega hash apiece. That's still winning. I will not cry over the idea of mining on those until I get a whole ton of 3080s being able to implement. Because, like, my EVGA for the Win 3 gets 97 mega hash at 219 watts. Yes, 219 watts, 97 mega hash. So I don't see value from my standpoint to grabbing the 6800. So, boo baller. Crypto noob, you got them for a... Yeah, you did. That was a hella steal. 73 pounds per card, brand spanky new. Nice. Very cool. You get a gold sticker for that one. Fausto R. What settings am I using on the RTX 580s? So I'm 1100 on the core. Core voltage is at 850 millivolts. The memory depends on your memory, but anywhere from about 2000 megahertz to about 2100, and leave the voltage for the memory alone. Do not pull back power off of that memory module, because that's where the special sauce, secret sauce is. Now on Windows, it'll be a little bit different. So, you know, if I'm doing 1130 on the core, Windows will be in half. If I'm doing 2000 on the memory, you're going to do 1000. The core voltage will be the same either Linux or on Windows, so 850 millivolts. Leave the card power alone, and then if you're on Windows, you can draw back total card power down. You'll have to play with it, but anywhere from negative 10% to negative 25% on the card, depending on how stable it wants to run, and then you should be good for there. I hope that answers your question, Fausto. And then the wattage will bounce in between 75 watts to 80 watts. Should not go over 80 watts. And I've got the Asus ROG Strix, which, you know, anytime that you've got one of the top tier cards, they typically pull more power, and I'm able to still dial back the power off of it because, quite frankly, it doesn't need it while it's mining Ethereum. Ethereum is all memory bound, not CPU bound, not VGA chip bound. Oh, yeah, then you can utilize my exact settings if you're using simple mining. So 1130 on the core, 850 millivolts on the core, 2000 to 2100 on the mem, depending on how good your memory you've got in there. That's where the Silicon Lottery winner comes in. And use extreme undervolting on it. Is your 580s, are they BIOS modded? That'll be the second part of the secret sauce on there. As long as you BIOS mod them, you'll be able to do all of this. You're just basically applying better timing straps onto the card, and it reacts so much better. But I have mine on Hive OS. If you haven't BIOS modded them, it might be worth making an account with Hive OS, just because their BIOS modding tool is really easy to utilize. and I do have tutorials on how to do so. So if you need help with that, look into there for the Hive OS BIOS modding with my videos. Otherwise, hop into the Discord and I can help walk you through it. Nice. I hope I'm helpful to you, because that's what I'm here for. All right. And I know a lot of people have been talking about that ETH 2.0 and stuff like that. I wouldn't worry about ETH 2.0 right at this point in time. It's not going to replace mining. No problem, Fausto. No problem. But you shouldn't have any issues with mining Ethereum for at least another year or two. Staking is not going to be phasing out mining in any way, shape, or form as of right now. And Stephen Aurelian, what's going on? Not too much. Yeah, Nick's like, where's mine, damn it? Oh, okay, it's 96C. What's going on? I thought I kind of recognized the name. I don't think that Ethereum, with their whole 2.0 launch, is going to be getting rid of mining. I don't think that they're going to get this to really work the way that they want to, with the block producers and all of that. Oh, nice, Fausto. Mining for about 3 years. Nice. Yeah, I've been mining for about the same amount of time. For sure. I've just done a huge deep dive and trying to learn every bit of it. Because, well, quite frankly, I love hardware. I'm an overclocker. I might not know how to do software coding and stuff like that, but I like to sit there and take other people's software that they have created and manipulating it for the maximum performance. So that's kind of like my specialty. My forte is hardware and making that hardware the most efficient as possible. So anytime you got any kind of questions about efficiency and stuff like that, certainly hit me up anytime. Hey, AdMate, what's going on? How is the ETC going? I haven't been mining ETC in a while, especially since they've had all the 51% attack issues. People have been jumping back up onto it since they went to ETC hash, and unfortunately, my E3 Antminers do not mine it. ETC hash is not the same as Ethash. They changed the algorithm up just a little bit, but it's profitable to a point. The hash rate has been going up on there, but I haven't been supporting ETC just because I've got bills to pay. I got a lot of equipment, so I've got to make sure that I mine the most profitable coin, because I got to pay the electric bill at the end of the day. So ETC is no longer that. I'd still hold ETC. I still hold some of it, but just not as much as I used to. I used to have 12 gigahash on ETC. Since then, I have consolidated my farm down, sold off some equipment. I'm not running as many of the E3 Antminers as I used to. So there is that. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So with ETC, with ETH, with the 2.0, I don't think that they're going to be, because I think that Coinbase and everybody else, they're trying to find a way to allow you to sell your ETH 2.0 coins, because ETH 2.0 is not ETH. They are two different chains right now that it's like a one-way street. If you convert your Ethereum to Ethereum 2.0, you can't convert back yet. That is, according to them, a minimum of 18 months out. But I have heard rumors that there is an issue with ETH 2.0 with trying to move coins around. That there is a few vulnerabilities in their code base. I don't think that ETH 2.0 is. I mean, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I don't think that they're gonna. I think they're gonna find that staking is not as secure. The most that I would expect from them is to see a hybrid system where they've got the validating nodes and then the mining. The mining would actually allow for quick transactions where the chain data will be held with the validators that are staking. But that's just my thing. I think that they'll end up getting rid of the 2.0 because I just think that there's too many issues with it. On top of it being centrally controlled and stuff like that, because you can't just sit there and run their staking node on your PC. You've got to have at least a server blade to be able to run this. And if your server ever goes down for whatever reason, the network is going to penalize you for your node being off. So I just see a bunch of red flags with it. I'm waiting for Ethereum to have its big pump, and then I'm going to dump it for that busy Bitcoin. The only thing I like about staking, this is my viewpoint on staking itself, is that those that stake it lock in their 32 Ethereum. So you have a bunch of people that are locking value into Ethereum that's not going to move around. So you're going to see Ethereum kind of hold a price point because there's so many people that have staked it. That's the only thing I like about staking, is that it gives you that artificial like flat line of the bottom price, because you are always going to have X amount of people that are holding, and the price cannot go below the staked coins. Yeah, servers are cloud servers are going to be the way to go with the validators for sure, Crypto Noob. But then you're talking about AWS, Microsoft Web Service. You know, there's not very many good cloud services out there that you can sit there and run on their system. And if they go ahead and turn around and go, we don't like Ethereum anymore, they could sit there and turn all that stuff off. Yo, what's up, Groots? What up, what up? So, coins out of circulation, push or hold price up. Yeah, pretty much, Fausto. The coins out of circulation, push or hold price up. 100% correct. That's the only thing I like about it. The problem is that, you know, like I was saying, if Amazon Web Service says fuck Ethereum, and anybody running an Ethereum validation node on their system, they're just going to turn you off. Now you got a whole bunch of validating nodes that are offline. People are going to start losing money because their node is offline and the coins are staked to a node that's offline. I just see a bunch of red flags with the ETH 2.0 coming out, and it makes me have my suspicion that this might not be sustainable. And if it is, by any chance, I think Ethereum's going to turn into a hybrid blockchain where they're going to have part of the rewards going to the validating nodes and part of the rewards going to the mining community. Because like if they go full staking, and let's say Ethereum pumps at all, and you got a bunch of miners that are now a little pissed off that they're not running a validation node, but they've got a bunch of Ethereum, and they're not willing to sit there and do staking because, like myself, I don't believe in staking. Proof of work is the most safe way to do everything. Anything else is centralized. You're giving up speed for, you're getting speed at the sacrifice of decentralization, because not everybody has 32 ETH. I mean, if you think about it, Ethereum's around $600 times 32. Do you have that kind of money sitting around? That sounds like something that's for people of wealth, that are going to be validator nodes. It's not like Bitcoin, where I can sit there and buy an an S9 for $100 or less and start mining in Bitcoin. It's not the same. Next up, Ethereum 3.0. That's too funny, Vita. That is hilarious. Grits is like, I hope you are right. I would hate to lose proof of work where nowhere near 32 ETH to stake. And I wouldn't want to sit there and stake it anyway, because you're putting it into a dead-end chain. There is nothing on the exchanges where you can sit there and sell off your rewards from staking to anywhere. So you're basically you're on a one-way street on a chain that nobody's using. And the only thing that the ETH 2.0 validators are validating are other ETH 2.0 validators' transactions into ETH 2.0 so that they could stake it. So it just sounds like so many red flags in my book. There are no smart contracts on ETH 2.0 at all. There's a reason why Ethereum has sat there and waited so long to try to drop this 2.0. They skipped Prog Pow. They're like, oh, we're not even going to do Prog Pow because there was so many issues with Prog Pow. No, there are no staking coins that are actually profitable. None. Even staking ETH 2.0 is no longer profitable. The rewards to what you're putting in are not worth it. If I was going to be sitting there and staking 32 ETH, I want 30%. I want between 25 and 30% return on investment every year for it to be worth it. Anything less, you might as well just find another proof of work coin to start mining. That's just my viewpoint on it. Vita, ETH 2.0 is a circle jerk. Oh my god, that is so correct. Correction, staking proof of stake coins. Yeah, there's nothing that I've found that you can stake and it's worth it. Like I said, it's like you guys got to think of mining or even staking as a business. And as a business, you want to make your margins. And if the margin isn't worth it, then it's not worth sitting there and actually forking out that kind of money. At least if I'm sitting there and I'm getting a 30% reward on my initial investment, then I know at least in 3 to 4 years I have made more. It'd be 4 years, a little over 3 years, I will have made 100% of my initial investment within 4 years. That is worth it to me. And then the more you put into it, the more your 30%'s worth. That's worth it to me. Anything less, because like if I'm sitting here and I'm doing investments on the stock market or anywhere else, I'm looking at a 30% return on investment. If not, I do not invest into those projects, them stocks, or those coins. Exactly, Grits. That is a good point, and I did see that too. Ethermine had tweeted today that a node made $135 in a week on staking. That's not worth it. I make more than that in mining. Just saying. And as more people are sitting there and staking on ETH 2.0, you're going to see the validators make less and less and less. It's like mining at that point. The more that participate, the less you're going to make. And with that whole thought process on there, they've hit there's like something like 500,000 more coins coming into the ETH 2.0, which that's going to be, I think there's like 75,000 validators that are still trying to get onto the network. That network's going to go through the roof on validators, and you're going to watch people just try to get their coin back, and they're going to be sadly mistaken that they just got screwed. Big time screwed. Yeah, exactly. Like not wanting to put 32 Ethereum up for $135 a week. Just saying. Yashnik's like they will fall back on a hybrid consensus, like the Aeon's Unity consensus, where Aeon is a true 50-50 proof of work and proof of stake consensus. Yes. I believe that that's what they're going to end up doing to fix the problem. If not, Ethereum's going to abandon the staking altogether, and they're going to be like back to mining because it is the most secure way to ensure validation is decentralized. Oh yeah, exactly, Grits. The more stakers, the more validators, worse the profits. Oh yeah. I don't recommend anybody to sit there and stake Ethereum at all. Please, people, do not do it. Do what I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mine the bejeebus out of Ethereum. And when Ethereum has its pump, I'm going to get Bitcoin out of the deal. So, to me, that's worth it. Completely worth it at that point. So, and does anybody have any questions for me? And we're at that 1 hour mark. I had a couple of other topics, but since I've gotten up to that 1 hour mark, I think that I will save some of these other topics for I can kind of get into it if I wanted to. So, guys, I hope none of you here are using Facebook. That's an anti-privacy program that is offered to you for free at the cost of all of your data. Anytime that you see a Facebook logo, Facebook is tracking you. Even if you don't have a profile with them, they know all devices that you use, and they're attached to you. There's nothing with Facebook that's private in any way, shape, or form. And we all know that they were trying to come out their Libra. Well, they rebranded Libra to Diem stablecoin. Yeah, Jason Osborne, it's gonna be interesting seeing the millionaires putting all that money forward for the Ethereum 2.0. Either they know something I don't know, and a lot of other people don't know, or they're thinking that they're gonna find they're looking at the next coin that's gonna do a huge pump, and they're thinking that they can capitalize on it. You have a few people that are, if you want to shill your shitcoin and you call it a shitcoin, let me know about it and I'll invest into it because there's opportunity. You're gonna find a lot of these big money guys. They don't know as much as people think they know, and I think a few people are about to get wrecked with that ETH 2.0. Oh my God, Grits. Yeah, the Oculus devices. I have an Oculus device. I love the Oculus, okay? Oculus was a good idea. I got the first edition that you can just sit there and you plugged in your cell phone into it. And it was really kind of an interesting thing. But when it came down to Facebook purchasing Oculus, it was supposed to be that I can run my Oculus without having a Facebook account, because fuck Facebook, literally fuck them. I haven't used Facebook in over 10 years, and I don't plan on starting to try to use it now just so that I can use my Oculus. No. So my Oculus has been boxed up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Schnick, what's Facebook? So my Oculus is off. I will not fucking use it in any way, shape, or form. Thank God it was free with my phone. Otherwise, fuck Oculus now. Yeah, Jason. Mining shitcoins for Bitcoin. Yo. Oh, yeah. Admate FBI book. Yes. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I chuckle every time Berwick from Dollar Vigilante makes a comment about FBI book. Fuck them. Fuck everything that they wrote in on, too. God, I hate them. There is no reason that they should be selling data at that kind of a level without my express permission. And because I didn't give them permission, they canceled my account. This was 10 years ago. That should tell you something. But the guys, you're going to start seeing the new scam coming around. You know, it's like they had all those Libra scammers coming into all the Discords everywhere. And I believe you're going to start seeing the Diem stablecoin coming out. Germany still doesn't like it. I don't see anybody else liking it. They had a conference with the G7 Finance Ministry and the central bank directors. They do not like the Facebook coin. They call it a wolf in sheep's clothing. So if your centralized banks are having an issue with a stable coin, they're not even they don't even talk this badly about Bitcoin. There's a reason for it. There's something messed up with the way that Facebook is trying to do this. They're trying to circumvent what the United States was saying, that the U.S. is not allowing them to launch Libra. I don't think that they're going to be able to launch Diem either. They've lost a lot of the people that were invested in with Libra, like PayPal. Sorry, brain farted that one. PayPal was part of the Libra coin and a few other big names. They've all walked away from it because there was too many regulation issues with them. And this isn't the first time that Facebook has tried to make their own currency. They tried to do it with their marketplace, and nobody wanted to utilize it. It was a failed project, just like Libra and just like Diem. So, boom. Emmanuel Matos, you use Facebook because of your mom. Yeah. There was a bunch of other things that people were utilizing before Facebook came around, and as soon as old people started using it, the platform died. So I get it why you're on Facebook, Emmanuel, but do not download the Facebook app onto your phone for this reason alone. Even if you don't have the app on, Facebook has exclusive rights to utilize everything in your phone. Your camera, your microphone, all of it. It's all in the user agreement that you're allowing them to utilize it, and they're selling all that data off to you don't know who. I have huge issues with that. So if you're going to utilize it, try to utilize it through like a VPN. This way you're not giving up your locations and all of that stuff. So just kind of be careful with how you're using Facebook. Facebook is going to come down underneath regulation here about their antitrust laws. And it's already starting to happen. Google is going to have the same issue with the antitrust laws. I'm just saying. So be careful, Emmanuel. I know, it's like I got a few family members that are on Facebook, and they're like, why don't you have a Facebook account? And I'm like, no, I don't do that. The only social media I utilize, and it's only because a lot of crypto people are on there, is crypto Twitter to everybody else. I use Twitter just as a source of reaching out to the crypto community. That's all. Nice. You get a gold sticker for that one. Using a VPN. More people need to learn about VPNs. And I love the idea that Apple took a preemptive strike, and I fucking hate Apple too. Fuck Apple. And their anti-right to repair bullshit. But they put in privacy features into their new generation equipment that stops Facebook from having all that data reach. All the other manufacturers out there need to do the same thing. As much as I hate Apple, they did this right. I give them a gold sticker for that one. But at the end of the day, fuck Apple. Yeah, nothing is free. There are no free lunches. If they say that they're giving it to you for free, you have to ask yourself, how is a billion-dollar company making money? You always got to think that. Nothing is for free in life. Nothing. Opera web browser has a VPN built. Oh yeah. I kind of like how Opera works. I like how Brave browser works. All that stuff's actually really interesting stuff to me. Love it. Hey, they still track you, don't worry. But if you use it behind a VPN, at least you can limit the data being purged from you. The problem is that they still see your device ID. So they know all the devices that you log in with at all times, and they have algorithms that connect the dots for you. Fuck Facebook. It's like, I don't know any financial institutions that'll give over 4 to 5% on your money. Something's fishy. Oh yeah. USDC or Tether, it has its place. I don't use any stable coins. You want to know my thing? I don't use stable coins. Dogecoin is my stable coin. I only use Dogecoin for it. Because you can send as much money as you want through Dogecoin, and it only costs you 1 Doge for the transaction. So for me, it's a cheap cost and easy to move. So when it comes down to Tether, it is a very popular use case in China because, of course, Bitcoin's banned in China, but there's no regulations for them to use Tether. So they use China uses Tether to send their funds outside of communist China. It's just easier for them to navigate like that, and then they can spend. They send the Tether outside of China, they convert it into Bitcoin, and then transact abroad. So that's a use case for Tether. But myself, I don't use Tether. I'd rather use Dogecoin. I love my Doji. Best stable meme coin out there. Just saying. Too funny, Yashnik. And then, whether you've been paying attention to the elections, if you care about the elections, me personally, I don't give a shit if Biden or Trump is president. We still have the same crooked politicians in the House and the Senate, so it really makes no difference. The House and Senate are still trying to push socialistic programs, which is bordering communism, because they think that they figured out in 6,000 years that their democratic socialism is the right way to go. Fucking fail. I'm just saying. Somebody's going to pay for it. It's not going to be the wealthy. It's going to be the poor. The people that they're trying to help are the ones that are going to pay for it. Because I was just talking about it with one of my buddies just a little bit ago, that it doesn't matter if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna tax the rich." Well, the rich pay big bucks for lobbyists to go to Congress to write in loopholes so that they have a way to not pay those taxes. You go back into the 50s. Did you know that back in the 50s, the mega rich got taxed at like 97% tax rate? Yeah, and it's not 97% tax on all the money they make. It goes in stages. Maybe for the first 50,000, they get taxed at 10%, and then 50,000 to 400,000, they're getting anything over 50,000 to 400,000, they're getting taxed at 20%, and so on and so forth in those intervals until they hit 97% taxes. Well, if I can sit there and spend $50,000 to get myself out of paying $250,000, and let's say I only have to pay out of that $250,000 tax bill, I only have to pay $50,000 of it, and that means between paying $50,000 to not pay the $250,000, I paid $100,000. So I just basically profited an additional $150,000 because I don't have to pay taxes. It's not going to make any difference if we sit there and tax the wealthy, make them pay their fair share. They're not going to. They have not ever paid their fair share, and they never will. These are facts. It's been like this forever. It's not going to change just because we have Biden as a president. Nothing like that's going to change. Same thing with, it doesn't matter if Trump or Biden goes into office, it's not going to make a difference. You still have people at the Federal Reserve, they're wanting to tax crypto gains. They want to make sure that everybody's KYCing. And then the person that Biden put in as controller of the Federal Reserve, she wants to sit there and take away banking rights to like Kraken and other crypto companies, because she doesn't believe that that anybody outside the banking cartel should have that right to be a bank. Remember the golden rule: whoever has the gold makes the rules. That is true, and those who have the power of the printing press also makes the same rules. Those closest to the free money are the ones that benefit and get to spend that money for the first time and get the full value of that freshly printed dollar. The rest of us, we get fucked. It's horrible. The system needs to be changed, and that's where Bitcoin comes in. And the Federal Reserve people know this is going to be an issue, that with Bitcoin coming out, it's money they can't control. They can try to regulate it, but they're going to find out there's only two things that they can regulate: the on-ramp and the off-ramp. You stay in the center, and it's fuck you to them. Oh my God, yeah, my buddy and me were just talking about that, Grits. It's like, how is it that somebody who gets in the office, by the time they're done with office, being in Congress, they're a multi-millionaire from being in Congress? Think about it. They're incentivized financially to make sure that the corporations get their way. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democratic. They're both sides of the aisles are getting paid by the same corporations to make the same bills to benefit them. Not me and you. It benefits them. It's a few people would say, follow the money. The money trail shows you what's going on. And lobbyists is a multi-million-dollar industry to be a lobbyist. Let that sink in. They are not going to put any rules from House and Congress that will help the common working person like me and you. The government has never helped anybody, has never made a situation better, or anything like that. They make problems worse. They destroy shit. These are facts. There hasn't been a government in the last 6,000 years that has done good for its people. Oh yeah, ad mate. Bitcoin is king. The gold standard. Kickbacks kings. Yeah, that's the government. Kickback kings. They should have term limits on being a politician. Instead of, I'm going to be a forever politician like, Nancy Pelosi, who she comes from a generation that has nothing to do with today's day and era. She knows things from the fucking 60s. She's out of touch with what reality really is. So they should have term limits to be in Congress. 100%. There should be a term limit. And 2, they should be doing it voluntarily. They should not be making money for being in Congress. You should be part of the government because you care about the people and you want to make the people's life in your country better. Oh man, I can get up on a soapbox about this shit. No, they're not defined income limits. They should be voluntary. And if somebody lines their pocket up, they should go to jail. It should be fucking criminal that they're getting paid to pass laws. That is bullshit. But what do I know? I'm just a boob tuber. I don't know nothing anymore, you know? I'm just a crypto guy that loves proof of work. And one thing I've noticed over the years is that people in crypto understand finances way better than the actual financial people out there. It fucking blows my mind. You want to know why I notice that people are like that? Because we want to understand how to preserve our wealth. What little wealth we have that the government fucking wants to steal from us. I mean, they've stolen 23% of your purchasing power this year alone. Gotta love the stimulus, right? They stole 23% of your purchasing power and only gave you $1,200 of it back. Ain't that a bitch? Insider trading is illegal for them. No, it ain't. Fucking right before the pandemic shit. Fucking what did you see? A bunch of Democrats fucking selling their stock positions a week or two before the stock price plummeted more than 30%. Yeah, that's some insider trading agreement. And did any of them get in trouble for doing that bullshit? Nope. Because you can't. It's hard to arrest somebody who's making all the laws. Just saying. Oh yeah, I understand that, Grits. It's illegal for them to do it. Wink, wink. Can you look over there while I do this? Oh yeah, and that's how it should be here in the United States. But the problem is that you get a politician that comes into office, he makes a law for him, and all of a sudden he's fucking working for Goldman Sachs after he's done with playing politician. He passes a law that Goldman Sachs likes, and now he's a financial advisor for them, making millions. Fuck them. Nice. I know a lot of people like that, Jason. Passive income is where it's at. Everybody should be able to do, even on a small scale, should be able to do passive income, even if you're disabled. 100%. You're awesome, Jason. Steven, you're crazy. Nemesis for president. You want to talk about draining the swamp? Yeah. Vote for me. I will go off on all of these assholes in Congress. Absolutely would go off on them. I would call all of them out on a daily basis. Good God. Just saying. But I've been streaming here for about an hour and a half. Oh, you know what? I didn't even finish my full thought on the whole, why I brought up the whole presidential shit. You guys got me fucking on a soapbox. But you have, it doesn't matter what president's coming in. Biden's putting in, I forget what the lady's name is for the comp controller of the Federal Reserve. She's wanting to regulate the hell out of it. You got Brian, I forget what his last name was, but they've got their legal advisor for the comp controller. He has stated that they're not going to ban Bitcoin in any way, shape, or form. It's because they can't. Yo, Gundy! What's up? But Steven's like, I'd vote for you. 2024. Nice. I got one vote. Cool. I'm gonna win. But yeah, they're not gonna be Bitcoin. They're not gonna be sitting there and banning Bitcoin from the Federal Reserve standpoint. They can't do it at this point. No country's been able to ban Bitcoin whatsoever. If they try to ban it, they're just gonna get left behind. The U.S. dollar, they're printing it into oblivion, making Bitcoin more relevant with every dollar they print. And they're going to sit there, and in the U.S., they're going to try to regulate it even harder. They're going to make it to where you're going to have to declare if you've got any kind of Bitcoin. I used to have Bitcoin, but I went on a boat, and we had a boating accident. Moral of the story, don't let ponies drive a boat. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, hit me up in the Discords. Links are all down below. Does anybody have any kind of questions before I head up out of here? No, John Germain. I have not heard of the bill that Pelosi put in for the insider trading. Not sure about that. I'd have to look that up. Gundy, lost all of your crypto and guns on a boat too. Damn. Were you on the boat with me when we crashed? Feinstein's guilty too. Her husband is in business. Damn. I'm going to have to look that up, John. You just gave me something to do tonight. Besides trying to get this shipped out to Helpful Crypto Miner. I'll either be doing that. I'll hope I can make it up over to UPS before they close. I'm not even sure when they close. When did they close? Let's see here. UPS store. They close in an hour. All right, cool. Okay, well, I'm going, if anybody, only Martha Stewart was guilty. Oh, yeah. You want to go on a boat ride with Fluffy Pony? Well, if you're going to do that, make sure that you've got paper wallets and all your seed phrases with you. This is the only way it works. Yeah, I remember that whenever Martha Stewart got in trouble for all of that shit. And there was a bunch of people that were in on it with her, and she was the only person to go down. Ship that box to you. It'll be going close by you, but not to you. Sorry. Hey, what's going on, Frosty Muffin? Distracted by ICOs. Sorry, you're late. Oh, man. I hope you're not getting involved with that fucking shitcoin XRP's fucking retarded airdrop. Just saying. I hope nobody touches it. And if you do, trade it for Bitcoin immediately. I don't own any of that fucking dirty nipple ripple fucking coin. I just won't do it. I did it once, 3 years ago, and I made like 15% on my margin, and I've never touched XRP since. Oh, you're too funny, Ajnik. You got an XL just for you, no homo. Steven, boo! Now you're not gonna vote for me now, right? Oh God, fuck XRP and their anti-crypto coin. I don't think so either, Jason. I don't think they really do have. But now here's my thing. Like, if they're like hovering right around like 50 cents to 50 to 60 cents. They're talking like some of the people that are part of the XRP community are trying to push XRP to do a token burn like Stellar Lumens did. But I still don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. Frosty Muffin with that ETC beam rig. Whoop whoop. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Doge. Doge to $1. Come on, guys. We gotta pump it. Pump Doge to $1. Oh yeah, for sure, Jason. Dogecoin has more fundamentals than XRP. And more whales trade in and out of Doge than they ever use for Ripple. At least with Doge, the CEO doesn't own 65% or more of the coin supply. Anybody who's XRP people, your CEO has more than 50% of the entire token supply. One person, one entity. Talk about central controlled coin. And they want to work with banks. You get into crypto to give the banks the middle finger, because fuck banks. TikTok Doge to the moon. Yo. So does anybody have any questions before I slide up out of here so I can make it over to UPS and get this shipped out to my man, Helpful Crypto Miner? Look at Bosnick coin, 20% to the miner. I can take a look at it. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it, but I can take a look at it. And Gundy, 100%. Yo. No. I'm not going to say fuck China. Fuck the Chinese government. Hey, Yashnik, whoa. You've gone too far. It's all about the XL gray hoodies. I'm just saying. I'll take that wrench away from you. You keep on hating on those XLs. Fuck large hoodies. Large gray hoodies. Jason Osborne Nemesis coin to $1. Oh, that's too funny. Too funny. You know it, man. I mean, if you know about plaid, you're in the know. If you don't know about plaid, like Grits says, you know, plaid's where it's at. You just gotta. If you know, you know. You don't, you don't. Oh, that's too funny. 40% to investors and 20% to Mark Bosnack. Okay, now I get what you're talking about. Going back in black. So since nobody else has got any other comments or questions to me, I'm going to catch you all on the next one, guys. Yo! Oh, we'll give you a few seconds of this too before I sign out. Oh. Gotta love the mining equipment. Yo. I will check you all on the next one. Peace out.